Okay, this video I'm just putting on YouTube to try and help out people that have this problem that I had, which is a whistle or a chirp after I put headers on here. I put some Stan's headers on here, and they work great. But what was going on is the factory stock headers, the cast iron ones, are heavy duty and dense, and kind of hid a whistle phenomenon that was going on inside the exhaust ports, and it didn't really show itself until I put the headers on here. Here's what was going on. These V8 345 engines, this one happens to be on a 1979 Scout. There's a hole in the top right above each exhaust port that's a tapered half-inch, 20 threads per inch. I think that's National Fine, and it's a tapered hole. Then there's a little chamber, a little air chamber space, and then there's another hole below that that actually goes into the exhaust chamber where the valve is. And what used to be in these holes, I know a lot of people remove their smog pumps. They call them, I think they call them smog pumps, but basically just an air pump that pumped air into the exhaust port to dilute the exhaust gases before they went into the last part of the exhaust system. So somebody removed the smog pump and pulled the tubes out of all these holes, and they replaced those tubes with I think what's called an 1/8 inch pipe plug, which has the wrong threads on it. But the biggest problem is it only plugs the top hole, and the bottom hole is wide open, and that's what whistles in some cases. The factory only put those smog pumps tubes in 6 cylinders, 3 on each side, so one cylinder on each side has this plug in it. And you can see where this thread relief is. Hang on one second. This thread relief right here, this part goes in, and that's basically, if you look at your engine, that's going to be flush. The top of this Allen is flush with your block, and then this thread relief goes down in and seats here, and this smaller diameter goes down and plugs the hole that's further down inside. So what I did was I just fabricated, tried to fabricate the same thing. I used an Allen bolt that was 2 inch when it started, when it was new, and then I used a collet in the machine instead of a regular chuck. So that's why this is machined down, but you wouldn't have to do that. So here's what's going on with it is this lower port, or this smaller diameter, is a 290 thousandths or 0.290, and it's 3/16 of an inch from the end to the beginning of the chamfer, and 9/16 from the end to the first thread. And the thread relief right here, the diameter of that is 0.41 or 410 thousandths. Okay, now here's the scoop, is this thread on the bolt is 1/2 inch 20 straight. It's not tapered. And that's not different than the stock. The stock one is not, this one here is not tapered. That's a straight thread. So what they were meaning, I think, to do is they wanted this thread, straight thread, to go into the tapered hole and bind in there. And it would bind right about where the end of this sticks through the hole, the bottom hole. So we plugged the top and we plugged the bottom, and so lo and behold, that all worked just fine. So that solved my chirp problem, and I'll go ahead and start this up. I'm going to try and edit in to the video what it sounded like before. it sounds like now. So that's pretty much sounding like a stock 345 with some Stan's headers on it.